We are going to discuss recovering password in these visuals. Well, first of all, we have to analyze in what circumstances we really need to recover the password. So let's go to my terminal emulator operating router and see in what conditions we require the process of recovering the password. So let's go there. Okay, now I am on my router here. I am connecting to my router using console line. So I want to access my router. I want to go to global configuration mode so that I can make some configurations. So let's go there. It asks the password and I do not remember the password. Let me try again. Oh, sorry, I forgot the password. So this is the circumstances. This is the time we need to recover such passwords. So there are few steps to go. While after doing such steps, we will be able to recover the router's password. So let's discuss these steps. Okay, so these are the steps which we are going to follow, and then we can recover the password. Well, number one thing which we have to do is we have to boot the router and perform the break function. Well, this break function depends upon which terminal emulator you are using. For hyperterminal, it is when you restart the router. I'm going to restart the router. I show you the whole process. And while restarting the router, I will perform ctrl plus break key. So my router will bring ROM monitor mode. It is for hyperterminal. For PuTTY, same is the function. While restarting the router, perform ctrl plus break key. You'll go to ROM monitor mode. But for TeraTerm, you have to press Alt plus B. So if you press these Alt plus B while restarting the router, the TeraTerm will bring ROM monitor mode in front of you. While after getting that mode, we have to change the configuration register to 0x2142. What this function will do? It will ignore the NVRAM. It will restart the router but ignoring NVRAM configuration, and everything is working. We just forgot the password, so it will ignore the NVRAM when the router will start. After changing the configuration register mode, to 0x2142, we will receive the initial configuration error. My router will going to ask me that you wanna initial configure your router, yes or no, the same function which we have followed. Why the router asked? Because it ignored the NVRAM, so it is kind of fresh restart. After restarting, I will put no there because of everything is working. I just forgot the password, so I will enter no there. After entering no there, I have to copy my startup configuration to running configuration so that I can access my saved configurations. After copying startup configuration to running configuration, I will go to my global configuration mode there, change my password by entering enable secret password, enable secret and new password, whatever I want to. Well, as I mentioned that the enable secret secured our privileged and configuration accesses. Well, after changing that password, I will immediately change the configuration register back to my default value. It is 0x2102. Sorry, it is mentioned wrongly. 2 is not. It is 0x2102. It is the default configuration. Sorry for the mistakes. Okay, now after that I have to save the configuration so that my router every time will follow this default configuration register, which is 0x2102. It is 0, not 2. Okay, now I will after saving the configuration, it is my wish. I want to restart the router to check things are working or not. Okay, so let's go to my router and perform such function. But again, I'm just recap quickly, like just boot up your router, perform your break key. After performing break key, change your configuration register to 0x2142. restart the router. After restarting the router, you have to copy your startup configuration to running configuration. After that, change your password. After that, change the configuration register also to back to default value, which is 0x2102. Save the configuration again, this time from running configuration to startup configuration, and that's it. So first of all, I'm going to show you the boot break function on all my three terminal emulators which we are using. It is HyperTerminal, PuTTY, and TerraTerm. So let's go to these terminal emulators. Okay, now I am on my, these are the terminal emulators. Okay, first of all, I'm going to show you the break function from HyperTerminal. I have saved the connection, open, so console router. Okay, things are working. Okay, well, I do not know my password, so I'm going to restart my router. So let me restart my router. Okay, now my router is it's restarting. Here I'm going to perform ctrl plus break, and you can see I just click this ctrl plus break keys, it brings the ROM monitor mode. This is where we get ROM monitor mode. It is very simple. It is by using HyperTerminal. Okay, now let me show you this process from PuTTY. I'm closing this one. Yes, I want to disconnect now. Okay, well, let's open this PuTTY by using serial ports. Okay, open, press enter. We were actually on ROM monitor mode by using HyperTerminal, so this is why it's showing ROM monitor mode. But let me reset the router again. You can see here it is restarting. Here again I am performing the same keys, which is ctrl plus break, and you can see again I got ROM monitor mode. This is what happens with PuTTY. Let's use TerraTerm, which we are using up till now. Go to TerraTerm, serial. It will again show me this ROM monitor mode, because from PuTTY we were on ROM monitor mode. It is also a great function. If you do not know the break function keys, just go to HyperTerminal, perform ctrl plus break, and close it down. Open your desired terminal emulator. Anyhow, again I am resetting my router. Enter. This time I have to press Alt plus B, and you can see I am on ROM monitor mode. Well, okay, but well, I got ROM monitor mode. Now I have to change the configuration register. What is the command? It is this is the command conf register. Okay, now perform this command here, conf register, and I want to ignore NVRAM content. It is 2142. Conf register 0x2142. Enter. Now things are working. Just reset your router. Now my router is resetting. It will just ignore the NVRAM content and will show me the initial configuration message that you want to configure your router initial configurations or not. So let's restart. Let its resetting be complete. Okay, restarting is completed. You can see here it is asking me, as I mentioned, that would you like to enter initial configurations. Well, I do not want, because I just forgot the password. Things are configured in my startup configurations. So okay, now my router is restarted and it ignored NVRAM content, and you can see it is not asking me for any passwords. So let me go there. To privilege exec mode, I have to copy my startup configuration to running configuration, and where I am going to configure a new password. Yes, destination file is the same. Okay, let me go to configuration terminal, global configuration mode, and enable secret here. enable secret. Again, the password I'm going to choose is visuals. Enter. The enable secret you have chosen is the same as your enable password. Actually, the password is same, but I have to configure a different one. I showed you I pretended to forget the password. I know the password. Well, things have to be done like this so that we can perform our password recovering lab. Okay, now my password is changed. It is enable secret visual, and after that I'm going to change my configuration register back to default value, which is 0x2102. Enter. Things are almost done. Final step which is required to copy my running configuration, this time to startup configurations. Okay, now whenever I'm going to restart my router, things will work normally because my new password is visual and I know the password. I'm going to enter this password. Well, almost done. If you want to restart, just restart. Things will work normally. Actually, restarting is not required. You can perform your configurations here. Okay, now final review. I followed this process. I boot up the router, perform the break key on all three terminal emulators which we are using, change the configuration registered to 0x2142 and restarted my router there. After just it completes the whole process of restart, it brings me that do you want to initial configurations. I pressed no there. After that I copied my startup config to running configurations. I entered global configuration mode. There I changed my enable secret, entered new one. Actually old one was in my memory, my brain, but I pretended just to perform this lab. Well, I entered the enable secret new. After changing my password there, I changed my configuration register back to default value, which is 0x2102, not 2. It is a mistake here. I saved the configuration to running configuration, from running configuration to startup configuration, so that every time it will bring that startup configurations. So with this I am concluding this visuals. If you feel any problem, just replay these visuals and be prepared for upcoming visuals. Thank you.